What's up, everybody? Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome to another video of trying new makeup. I purchased so much that honestly, probably could use 2 or 3 videos worth of trying new makeup, but this will be the last one for a bit, and there's just because there are products that I think you want to see kind of real time. Like for example, the Supreme Mauves palette. I'm not going to do a dedicated video, so this will give you the opportunity to kind of see how it works for me. We're going to use the Daily Dose SuperGoop sunscreen oil today, which is nothing new, but it's new to me. The new Kosas foundation, I actually used this yesterday and I loved it. So in case you've been on the fence, we're going to use that Item Cream Blush, the Merit Highlighting Balm. Anyways, we've got some stuff to play with today. And so I'm hoping that this helps you if you've been kind of eyeing these products, but maybe just want to see how it works real time. And yeah, we're just going to basically sit down and play with makeup together. Also, it's a little extra going on with the clothing because today is Easter. I'm actually filming on Easter. It'll go up tomorrow, which is Monday. And that's the reason we're looking a little extra today. So that being said, if any of this interests you, if you want to just sit, chill, and play with new makeup together, then just keep on watching. Alrighty, my friends. So I have zoomed you in and my eyes are primed. My brows are done. Let's go ahead and start off with the Artist Couture Supreme Mauves palette. This isn't even getting mixed reviews. It's just getting straight up bad reviews. Now, I used it yesterday in conjunction with my Denona Myricks Infinite Chrome Flakes, which those I will do a separate video on. If you know how to use them right, they're incredible. So it had help. But yeah, we're going to see how this works on its own. So I'm not even going to mention the names to you. I will point to the ones I'm using. They are very risque names. I would say along the lines of even like Too Faced. So that's that anyways. So I am going to go in with this, in the second row, this matte right here. And you know what? Let me peel the little thingy off of this mirror that everybody loves to do. All right, so let's go in. Ooh, they're super powdery, by the way. Like, I mean, I dipped in pretty gently, and I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that, but do you see all that kickback? They are very powdery, so let's do this eye. I always do the other one on camera, but let's do this one. So this particular shade actually goes on, for me, pretty nicely. I don't have it. It's the same one I used yesterday, so I don't have an issue with it. Look, this is the second layer, and it's kind of building to what I would want. So this one I have absolutely no problems with. I did use the deepest one, and that one was kind of a... Artist Couture formula in general is not my favorite. I find the mattes to be very, very dry and chalky and just dry. And I'm not a very... That kind of formula isn't my favorite. So I'm going to go in with this next one that I haven't used yet. This one right here. That one's called Audacious, so I don't mind telling you that name. So I'm going to pick it up with a different blending brush. This is a Morphe Jaclyn Hill. And I am just going to go ahead and place this right here in the outer portion of the crease. And maybe bring it down just a little bit. Okay, this one's not too bad either. So... I don't know, maybe the mattes aren't terrible, but but the kickback is pretty intense. The kickback, I mean, if that's something that bothers you, then yeah, this palette ain't for you. But yeah, so far, this is looking pretty good as far as these two mattes go. Okay, and then I'm going to, let's leave it at that for right now. Let me grab my Fenty Pro Filter Eye Primer. Let's put this on the lid. This helps a lot of shadows. I use this regardless, so I know there's a lot of times I love a palette that wouldn't, you know, I go against the grain, that everyone else doesn't like, and I feel like this has a lot to do with it, but let's see. There's a couple of different shades I want to use. Oops. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this purple one down here. I feel like this looked so pretty in the pictures that it's disappointing. Ooh, this is almost like a duo chrome. I don't know if that's going to come off on camera, but it's got a very heavy gold shift that is very pretty in swatch. And yes, it's very thin. As I blow a dog hair off of my palette, it's very, very thin, but I did not expect that to be a duochrome, and I don't think it's going to come across on camera, but it's purple with a very, seriously, a very heavy gold shift. I'm going to tell you what this formula is reminding me of. It's very thin, and it's, unless you're really packing it on and using a tacky base like the one I used, I can see it looking very sparse on the lid to where it would remind me of a topper, the kind of toppers I don't like because of that reason. But I feel like it's okay because of that very tacky base I put down, and I went in hardcore with my finger to grab quite a bit of product. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and take this one right here. Let's use this lighter one. I'm going to put a little bit in the middle. Now this one is incredibly chunky, so this would also very much benefit from like that tacky base I used. However, I already put that down. I'm not going to put more on top of this new shade. So literally just placing this over top. It is very, very chunky, and I can see why people are, you know, this is interesting. Okay, well, there we go. It's not terrible. But I feel like the real test for me is going to be once I lay that shade down on top of the tacky base. Honestly, if I didn't have church today, I would just do a separate look on this eye and kind of see what that looks like. But anyways, all right, I'm going back in with that deep brown shade called Audacious. And I'm just going to kind of help this outer piece right here just to kind of smoke it out a little bit. Bring it further out and just kind of add to where I took away from. But I feel like now I'm gonna have to go back in with a little bit of that glitter shade. Hold on, and I feel like now I have to go in with a little bit more of that initial pink shade. I lost a lot of that. Okay, hold on. Sometimes you just kind of gotta repeat steps to refresh what you've put down. Okay, let me go back in with that. I should have gone down, I should have placed down this one instead. Let's see what this one looks like. Oh, it's super thin. Yeah, this is not a great formula, just all together, which is disappointing because you know me, I could forego the mattes any day as long as the metallics are really great. And this one kind of leaves a lot to be desired, honestly. Let's put just a little bit more right here. Okay, that's about as good as it's gonna get. You guys know me, and if I love something, like, honestly, I react to it pretty well. Pretty funny, actually. And this was definitely, yeah, I could take or leave this. I mean, to the point where even the price I paid for it on sale, I don't know, is worth it. I feel like this is the type of quality that you would find either at the drugstore with a Wet n Wild palette. And I'm not knocking Wet n Wild palettes. Sometimes you can find a real gem, but for me, they're more miss than hit. And that's exactly what I'm reminded of. So, interesting. Let me go ahead and do the other eye. I'm going to put on my liner and falsies, and we're going to keep this party going. Okay, so the eyes are done. Let's move on to the face. So I'm going to use the SuperGoop Daily Dose SPF oil, which is obviously very different from the sunflower lotion that I'm used to. It comes in a plastic bottle, so when I first took it out of the box, I was a little bit like, oh, this feels kind of cheap. But anyways, it's fine. So I have used this a couple of times. It's very, very moisturizing. If you like a good oily look, then yeah, this is for you. Obviously, my oily skin ladies, you know, I probably would stay away, but this is actually really, really nice. I find that this might last me for a while because I thought, man, it was expensive for the 1 ounce, but I think because you use so little, that is all I'm going to use. Now, obviously, I'm not going to take this down my neck for times where I have like a V-neck or whatever and I still want to put SPF. I will still use my lotion for that. I mean, not that it's bad to put it on. You could put it in like, get all glistening, but for me, I just don't want it to get all over my clothes and stuff. So, all right, so we've put that on, and then let's take a look. Okay. So then let's go ahead and go in with the Kosas Revealer Skin Improving Foundation. And let's go ahead and put this bad boy on. I used this yesterday. And I have to say that I love it. It's definitely different from the concealer. The concealer's not my favorite. We will use it today, but it's not my favorite. But yeah, so just using the Paw Paw sponge that everybody's talking about. I ordered a pack of them off Amazon. I don't know if to tell you I love these more than the Beauty Blender. I know a ton of people are saying that it's a great dupe for the Beauty Blender. I don't know if I find that to be true. It is a lot less dense, and that's a lot smushier. But, sorry, I'm like super vigorous and aggressive when applying my foundation, so it looks like I'm like punching myself in the face. I'm really not. But anyways, so yeah, it's just one of those things where you kind of have to try it out for yourself. It's not expensive, so you definitely can check it out and see, you know, without breaking the bank. Right, so that is the foundation. It's so stunning. I love it. It just gives my skin such a perfected look. I don't know. I mean, I know I've only used it a couple of times, but this might go down as one of my top foundations of the moment, which I've said that about a couple others, so we'll have to see where that falls. But let's go ahead and take this lint off my concealer. And I'm going to go in with the Kosas concealer. This one is very, very light, but I feel like this concealer is hard to get right because it just runs very yellow. So I'm just going to let that sit. It's not my favorite concealer, and that's why I waited so long to get the foundation. But for reference, this concealer is in 1.5C. The foundation I picked up in light, medium, neutral, warm 190. This was the perfect match for me. So let's let that sit for a quick second just because it's a little bit creamier, a little bit more serum-y in my opinion. I don't even think it's a serum concealer, but oh, super creamy and brightening. So anyways, but let that sit for a quick second and we will blend it out. I feel like it took me longer to blend out that concealer than it did the foundation. So again, just not my favorite. Okay, so real quick, let's go ahead and just add a little bit of powder to the under eyes. I'm really not going to powder a whole lot today, but I do want to set those under eyes just so that I don't have a whole lot of creasing, but I'm just using, I didn't even show you, I'm sorry, like starting to move quickly because I just noticed the time. I'm using the Huda Easy Bake powder in Pound Cake, which is my tried and true. Okay. All right. So that's that. That's about the extent of the powdering I'm going to do. I will tell you, yesterday I did powder my whole face and it looked absolutely lovely as well. So I feel like this foundation is very multifunctional, but okay, so we've got that. Let's do a quick bronzing moment with the NARS Laguna Cream Bronzer, just to add a little bit of warmth here. And I'm using my Fenty, what is this? The 125 face brush. All right, moving on. I'm just going to really quickly, always what I do is I just kind of go over this area with my either foundation brush or my sponge, whatever I used, just because for me, this area always looks muddy when I do bronzer. And so this kind of helps it even out a little bit, not look as harsh. So that's that. Okay, let's move on to something I am super excited about, and that is the Merit Highlighting Day Glow Highlighting Balm. This particular one is in Cava, which is the lighter of the two. Comes in like a little, everything's coming in a little chubby stick form. I don't know if to go directly on there or if to use a brush. I feel like I probably should do both ways, see what works best, since I have not used that product before. So let's try this out. I'm excited about, now swatching and putting on the face is very different, but I was very excited about the very glossy look that it gave. And so I'm hoping that I can get that same look here on the face, which we'll see. Also, let's see how long it lasts, you know, because it can look glossy for a few minutes. That's very pretty. So let's try it now with a brush on the other side. I'm just going to use my Real Techniques setting brush. I don't even know how much I got on here, but okay. I feel like you'd go in with more using the brush because I don't know. I feel like it's just going to be easier going. That's very, very pretty. I feel like it's just easier using it directly on the face. I know that makes some of y'all cringe. For me, I'm not bothered by it, but so it's very, how can I put this to you? It's not like very blinding intense. It literally is very glossy. So again, we'll have to see how long this holds up during the day. I feel like I need to leave this out because we're going to put blush on, but I don't know how much of that is going to be removed with the, when I apply the I can't even talk anymore, the blush. Okay, for blush, I have also used this before yesterday. Oh my goodness, I definitely have another on my loves list. This is the Item Beauty Blushin' Like Cream Blush in the shade Oopsies. And so the other one on my radar is the Super Pop. So I'm using my Real Techniques cream blush. Okay, wait. This is the 405. My mind is all over the place. Instapop cheek brush. I'm gonna take some off because I just remembered that yesterday when I used it, it was quite intense. This highlight is very, very pretty. I think this would be absolutely beautiful with like that Rare Beauty tinted moisturizer and this on top, and then that's it. Maybe a tiny bit of blush. But okay, this is so pretty. This blush just blends out so nicely. It provides the most beautiful flush of color. I'm so impressed. And they're not very, I say they're not very expensive. Obviously, compared to a drugstore blush, yes, they are pricey, but compared to everything else at Sephora, they are very, very reasonable. So I will definitely be picking up another one of these blushes. They are just so, so pretty. And I'm very, very happy with this purchase. And this was kind of a last minute purchase. I didn't think I was going to buy one of these truly. It was on my loves list and I was like, And then when I went in store, I just, yeah, I was like, okay, I got sucked in. All right. That is just, wow. That's beautiful. I love it so, so much. So definitely, if you've kind of been wondering, these are amazing. Let me wipe down my hand before I get my dress dirty. Okay, do we need any more highlight? I feel like, oh my gosh, that highlight withstood so well. Like, it's even glossy down where I laid down the blush. It's like holding up really, really nicely. I thought I was going to totally get rid of a lot of the product down here. So I don't feel like I need to go in with any more. Wow, this is surprising. I had hopes for it, but you know, when you kind of know how these things work, you're like, no, I'm super happy with that. Okay, last but not least, the Natasha Denona I Need a Rose lipstick in the shade Peony. You guys know, I've told you I love the shade Daphne. I love the formula, so this was a total must. Ooh, it's pretty. I love the formula. It's not creamy like her original formula, so it doesn't slide around, but it's not so dry that it's like uncomfortable. It's a very happy medium. So let's put this on. I think this is going to go so well with the dress. Oh my gosh, I love this shade. Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So, so pretty. Oh, I love it, love it, love it. Okay, so that being said, let me take you on out. Let me give you real quick final thoughts. All right, so let me very, very quickly, you already know how I feel about these based on how we put this on together, but I'll give you a couple of real quick high level details for each. So the Supreme Mauves palette by Artist Couture was, yeah, this is the second day in a row that I use it. It is a little bit disappointing. I'd say a lot disappointing because I feel like this kind of quality you get from the drugstore. I'm talking like a $5 palette. So this is, and I was hoping for this one to be the best one of them yet, just because out of the neutrals that they've come out with and now this color story, this is the one hands down that speaks to me the most. I love a good mauve palette, a good pop of pink, purples, just so good. But this one just truly, this is one time where I'm not going against the grain, and I agree with everybody that this one is very, very disappointing. So I'm really gonna have to think hard as to whether I want to keep that one or not, honestly, because I don't know that it'll get put to use. Okay, so let's see, what did we use next? The SuperGoop Daily Dose Oil. I very much like it. Now, will it replace my sunflower lotion? Probably not, but I really did want to give it a try, and I also bought it for the reason of having that radiance under my foundation. And so I watched an I Love Sadai video sometime back where she paired this with like the NARS, the newest NARS foundation, and it looked so good, and I thought, man, that's how I love my skin to look. So I do love the look that this gives, the moisturization that it gives my face. It just feels so nice. But again, I have very normal skin, so take that with a grain of salt. The Kosas Revealer Skin Improving Foundation. Listen, day 2 of using this, and I am, wow, I'm just so over the moon by this. Complete departure from the concealer, at least for me, because I'm not a fan of the concealer. And so this might very well be one of my top 5 foundations at this point. We'll have to, I'll let you know. We'll have to talk about it in the future, but yeah, it's great. Okay, the Item Beauty blush, I've already told y'all, this thing is incredible. The blush, yesterday when I wore it, now I did set my makeup with setting spray, the the Urban Decay All Nighter, and it lasted all day long. Like by the time I took off my makeup, it still looked so fresh, like such a good flush. It just looked beautiful. It hadn't budged. I will be buying 1 or 2 more of these. This is incredible. Soon I'm going to be doing a video ranking my cream blush products because I just feel like I've got some really great ones. But this, ooh, this just has taken up to a new level. I love, love, love this very much. The Merit highlighter, I am so impressed. This is exactly what I was hoping it would be, but had that seed of doubt in my mind that I'm like, it's probably gonna be like all the others, and it's just, anyways. We'll see if it holds up like this all day, but oh my gosh, it looks very high intensity on camera. It's not, it's just that glowy, it's that dewy type of balm, that glossy type of look. I'm surprised that has held up like that. Okay, and then lastly, oh my gosh, this lipstick is everything. I already know I love the formula, so nothing to speak on there. But as far as the shade, this is Michelle all the way. This screams my name. I love this lipstick. So glad I opted to pick it up. All right, my friends, well, that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found something helpful here if you were wondering how any of these products work. Again, here in the next couple of weeks, I will do a follow-up haul just to talk about all the products in their entirety and just kind of let you know how they worked for me. But I would ask that you give this video a thumbs up if you found it enjoyable, helpful, whatever the case may be. And before I let you go, I just want to give you a very quick verse of the day. Today's comes from Deuteronomy 13:4 and says, "It is the Lord your God you must follow, and him you must revere. Keep his commands and obey him. Serve him and hold fast to him." In very chaotic times like we are living now, it is imperative that you hold fast to him. He is the only sure thing. He's the only one who doesn't change, and he is the only hope. I love you guys so much, but Jesus loves you so very much more. I will see you in the next video. Until then, stay safe and stay well. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.